Hi, I'm Dr. Abe. I'm an MD and cannabis health coach, and I'm here to answer your questions and tell you what you need to know about HHC. HHC, or Hexahydrocannabinol, is an impairing cannabinoid that you can get online in most states. Natural HHC is only found in very small amounts in the pollen and seeds of hemp plants, so the HHC that you buy is made in a lab to meet consumer demand. When Roger Adams first made HHC in 1944, he probably didn't intend it to be mass-produced and sold online without more research and consumer protections. The process of making HHC is actually similar to making margarine out of vegetable oil through a process called hydrogenation. Dr. Adams basically added hydrogen to THC to make HHC, hence the hexahydro in the name. But to get legal HHC these days, you have to start by taking the CBD from hemp and use acids to turn it into Delta-8 first and then into several HHCs. You heard that right. There are several forms of HHC, including two main forms, left and right-handed, and the right-handed form is stronger. HHC products contain a mixture of both. To date, we only have early animal studies that examine several forms and variations of HHC. This limited data suggests that HHC potentially has similar but lighter THC-like effects for pain, boosting mood, and prolonging sleep. Lab studies on cancer cells show that HHC could help prevent the formation of new blood vessels that could fuel cancer growth. We'll need more research to determine what the exact set of HHC benefits and side effects are. HHC should feel pretty close to taking cannabis or Delta-9 THC, based on what we know so far. You should expect some of the same feelings like relief of pain, nausea, insomnia, stress and anxiety, while also elevating mood and being high. It's also similar to cannabis in that if you inhale it, the effects will last for about an hour or so. If you take HHC edibles, then the effects could be a bit stronger and last for around 4 hours. HHC will get you high, but still not quite as high as you would get with cannabis. Even though the edible high from HHC is stronger than when it's inhaled, it's still probably less than Delta-9 THC, according to research. HHC is a very new hemp product that is still unregulated, so we don't know how safe or unsafe it is to use yet. At this point, we can only presume its relative safety is similar to that of the main active ingredient in cannabis, Delta-9 THC. However, there is still one major safety concern to be aware of, and that is the quality of the product you're buying. Manufacturers shouldn't have contaminants in their products, but it's always best to be safe and double-check every product you buy online by looking for a lab report that's called the Certificate of Analysis, or COA. This independent report helps you make sure that the company went through the trouble of submitting their products for testing and looking for contaminants. Also, the reactions necessary to make HHC in the first place can also introduce other known and unknown cannabinoids that could still be present in HHC products and cause other health effects. This is why choosing quality really matters. The short and long-term side effects of HHC are still unknown because we haven't done any studies on humans yet. But based on what we know about cannabis and regular THC, you may expect similar side effects like impairment, fast heart rate, dry mouth, dry red eyes, and lightheadedness. You could also have anxiety, panic, and nausea if you take too much. Since manufacturers still aren't able to separate left and right-handed HHC efficiently, there is still some product-to-product variability in terms of its strength and potential for side effects. HHC is metabolized just like THC. This means it can create a bottleneck in the metabolism of alcohol, recreational drugs, and certain medications, particularly anti-seizure drugs. This means that their levels and side effects can be increased. There are other common medications that can also be increased by HHC, but they come with a smaller chance of side effects. These include things like blood thinners, beta blockers, antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds, antipsychotics, steroids, and more. If you're taking one of those specific medications, or if you have any health concerns, ask your provider or doctor first before taking HHC. You should avoid taking HHC with alcohol or other drugs that can cause sleepiness and dizziness, as it can increase the chances of those side effects, so use with caution. HHC is pretty close to THC, but without enough evidence to effectively use it in a clinical setting. Currently, HHC is something that is more appropriate for casual or recreational cannabis consumers, particularly in states that don't allow legal cannabis yet. Since the high is pretty close to, but not as strong as THC, I could see it being used by people who are more sensitive to the side effects of THC, or who want to enjoy a more casual experience, whether for recreational or light therapeutic use. Remember that because it causes a high, you should not take HHC if you are planning to drive, work, breastfeed, or are pregnant. It's also not appropriate for children or pets. If you've used HHC, let us know about your experience in the comments. Or if you have any questions about HHC, write them in the comments section and I'll try to answer them or point you in the right direction. For more information on HHC, visit the link in the description.